Well, brothers and sisters in Christ, remember this one thing. Sacrifices are real. Sacrifices come with effort. They come with living or dying. They asked the pig and the chicken what they going to do. The chicken said, I'm going to give an egg. And they said to the pig, you're going to have to give a ham. You know. So which one made the sacrifice? The chicken or the pig? Yeah, it don't matter, I guess. It don't matter at all. Genesis, welcome to the fastest 30 minutes in broadcast. Genesis chapter number 44. Chapter number 45. I think that's where we are. Joseph reveals himself, picking up. Start to finish, climax, somewhere up in here. Yep, somewhere, here it is. Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them that stood by him, and he cried. He caused every man to go out the room. I told y'all this last time. Then he goes on to declare, how's my daddy doing? He's alive. I am Joseph. Look in verse number 4, part C. I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. And Joseph said, guys, don't be, sad for yourselves and hurt for yourselves or whatever the case may be. All right? And so Joseph reveals himself to his brethren, and he goes on to declare in verse number 6, in verse number 5 in Genesis 45, now therefore be not grieved nor angry with yourselves that you sold me hither, for God did send me before you to preserve life. So God used what you meant for evil to do good, okay? And he tells you over there, wherefore you have rewarded evil for good. And so in other words, what you meant for evil, God meant for good. And it goes on to say in verse number 6, for these 2 years hath the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in which there shall neither be earing nor harvest. Now, guys, we got some more years to go, just a couple of years passing by us here, but God got this together. And God sent me before you in verse number 7 in Genesis 45 to preserve you a posterity. Y'all know what that means, okay? He sent me here to just save y'all and to your children and your future in the earth, posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. Now, by what kind of deliverance? A great deliverance. Now, how do we save our children's lives? How do we save our brothers and sisters' lives? By paying their bills, by sending them money, by making sure the education is going through, Okay? Now, in verse number 8, so now it was not you that sent me hither, but God. What? No, sir. No, sir. No. See, this is why I don't like the Bible sometimes. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, boom. And he came to life that day. What? Prophet Johnson, no, I'm not going to calm down. You calm down. Now look at what the word of the Lord declares. Living with loving you have got to understand is that it's not always your choice, it's God's choice. It's God's choice, the Father's choice. You mean to tell me? Yes. Yes. And that's what God have to show you. He have to show you this, teach you this before it's all over. Now let's look at this, and don't y'all be rushing me. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to stretch it out the rest of this month. Here it is. Look at this. Verse number 8. So now it was not you that sent me hither, but God. And he hath made me a father to Pharaoh. He hath made me a father to Pharaoh. Y'all know what that means? In other words, Pharaoh, I've got to teach you, brother. You're the king. But you know, I'm really your big daddy now. You're really my little brother, Pharaoh, even though I'm under you. You ever seen younger brothers have to teach the older brother stuff? Here it is. And Lord of his house and ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. Now you see the glory that is on this man. He come from they wasn't really poor. Jacob wasn't poor. They wasn't poor. They were just out there. You got some that live in the city and you got some that live in the country. And that's just all there is to it. And Jacob he's just old country boy, like to hunt and fish and, raise a few cattle and stuff like that, But he had money because Abraham, Isaac, his family was rich. So they're not poor. All right? But you kind of want to picture as being a little poor boy, You out there in the field and everything. You kind of want to picture that, sort of like David. David had all his brethren. Let's read on. We don't have time to go there. And I gotta hurry. Verse number 9, haste ye and go up to my father and say unto him, thus saith thy son Joseph, God hath made me Lord over all Egypt. Come down and tarry with me. Now you see everything being broken. The glass is being shattered. The chains are being broken. The heart is released. They say that truth or something like that. What do they say? Truth is good for the soul, or I don't know how that goes. Truth or something like that. But the Bible says the truth will set you free. This is a prime example of them being set free by the truth in life. So you're going to know it, and it's going to set you free. So what's happening? All the things that they've been arrested by, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, even Joseph physically and his brothers physically, is all about to be shattered. It's about to leave. Isn't it great to go into a place to where people celebrate you? I mean, you walk in, I don't know the song, or I don't know them songs. If you go to where everybody knows your name, some friend's story, I never even seen the show. Been on for 100 years. I've never even seen some show called Fellowships of Friends. I like to go where everybody knows your name, or where don't nobody know your name. One of the two. But it's a celebration there. You see, everything is coming back together, and we're seeing something here. So he's saying, God sent me here. Now, I got stuck there earlier because we didn't believe that. You mean to tell me that God don't let me go through everything I'm going through because there's something he knows that I don't know? You see, I don't like that. I don't think God should let me go through hell, go to prison, get rejected, lied on, beaten, accused, and abused. But I'm understanding it now. See, it makes sense. Why did God allow me to be hunted as a little boy, 8 years old, 10 years old, running from white folks in the streets of Mississippi, hitting me with eggs and bottles and rock, walking back from a little football practice, 9 and 10-year-old league? Why did he allow the police to hunt us and to chase? Why did God do that? Why do he allow the police to do it today? Why? Why did God allow me to be rejected all my? It's not about you. It's not about you, Prophet Johnson. It's not about you, Prophet Johnson. I got one thing to say to you and everybody else, and you know what I'm going to say, right? Say it loud, say it proud, say it loud like I'm black and proud. To hell with you. You didn't go through this. You wasn't hunted. You weren't chased. You weren't beat by the white man in the street and called a nigger and told a nigger to get back to the projects. And you want to know what happened mentally? The scar that was there mentally? Wasn't no abuse in the family. Wasn't no abuse by no mama. Wasn't no abuse by no daddy, no sister, no brother. The abuse was out in the street coming from white folks that hunted black folks in Mississippi. Not all. Because some of y'all got what's called black privilege. You understand? They call you the servant Negroes. In other words, they serve us. Don't hunt them. Few of them had that. Many of them got it today. Hollywood sports event. You see, you don't have to worry about them. They got muscles. They got names. They on television. They're sports commentators. They're actors, celebrities. You don't have to worry about them. Okay? So what did that do over a period of time? All that has to be shattered. All that has to be broken. Every bit of it has to be released. When you live with love in you, you're going to have to learn to forgive others and to forgive your past. I forgive every police officer that ever hunted me in this life and are still doing the same thing today, even though I feel as though that's my greatest fear. And I pray that the government hear this. Because when it go down, you ain't going to have no choice but to be killed or to kill, to fight, and then die later. I hope they hear this. That's my greatest fear. I'm terrified of police. I get nervous. I get shaky. I get sweaty. I start trembling. I can't control myself. Why? Because there's an evil that I know. Black, white, it don't matter. So what happened? Automatically, I'm going back into my frame of mind to do nothing but fight, die, kill, or be killed. I'm back in my war now. I'm back in Iraq. I'm back in the military. I'm back in basic training. All this stuff is going through my mind. I'm an expert shooter. I'm a sharp shooter. So now I'm going through all of this again. But only my enemy is a man that is an evil person that's out to destroy me and hate me. To me, he is no more than the ones over there in the war all over the land. That's because half of them come out of the war. Half of your police's military people, they are the ones come out of the war. The only difference is that many of them are full of hatred and racism and KKK undercover. You see. So I already know all of this stuff. Now you sit up looking at Israel right now. This is where it all come from. See what's happening in Israel right now to this day. Okay? Palestine and Hamas and Israel. Now let me tell y'all something. Israel is called the cup of trembling, right? Did we not talk about that? Did we not tell Israel, don't get too comfortable? Every nation, every state, is it not in there? It's called the cup of trembling. Okay, now I got some great news for y'all and some good news for y'all and some bad news for you. First of all, the great news is this right here. You don't have to worry about what's happening in Israel right now. And it came to life that day. No, you don't have to worry about what's going on over there because you know what that is. That Gaza Strip, I don't have no time for this. Israel has been fighting his brother forever. See, Ishmael had been fighting Jacob Israel forever. Ishmael been fighting Israel forever. Ishmael is a wild ass that's snuffing at the wind. Those are Palestinians and all the rest of them over there that's against them. Those are half brothers. See, here's how it worked, y'all. Here's how it worked. We got the same daddy, but we don't have the same mama. Uh-oh! And it came to life that day. We have the same daddy, but we don't have the same mama. They wonder, that's your half brother, whole brother. Say it's your whole brother if you come from the same daddy. Lie from the pit of hell. A whole brother is one that come from the same mother and the same father. That's your whole. You understand? You don't have a half of nothing except it come from another mama or another daddy. So you got the mama that's got 5 children or 8 children. 5 of her children, 2 of her children, 1 of her children come from 2 different men. 5 different men. Okay? Now, she got children that done came from 5 different men. All her children are half children. They her whole children. They her whole children. But they half brothers and sisters. And it came to life that day. So they're half brothers and sisters now. You see. And that's the thing about it. See, I don't have a whole brother nowhere. I got about 10 brothers, not a one of them was whole. Not a one. Mom and daddy, not one. He talking about him again. Into hell with you. I have to say that because there's spirits that hates me. There's spirits that hate me to tell y'all anything about me. There are literal spirits that hate me through people if I ever speak about me. Okay? Now listen to me. And you get this for real. And you be for real with this. Half or whole, it don't make no difference. As long as they love you and treat you like they want to be treated, then you are fine with that. Joseph is going through a stage right now. He's having a celebratory breakdown. Go get your daddy. Look at what it declares. And I love this. Here it is. He says, and God hath made me Lord of Egypt, verse number 9, and thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children, and thy children's children, and thy flock, and thy herds, and all that thou hast. Can you imagine that? Go get my family. Put them right on the outskirts of the city so I can take care of you. That's why you got some parents that don't want their children to go nowhere. I'm going to get 10 acres of land. My house in the back. Y'all put your little house over there in that corner and one in that corner. Stay near your mama. Stay near your daddy. Watch parents like that. They want somebody to take care of them when they get old. Here it is. And in verse number 11, Genesis 45, and there will I nurse thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou in thy household, and all that thou hast come to poverty. Now look at what he's saying. He's saying, guys, I know my daddy got money. I know y'all got money. But guess what? Y'all have to spend all y'all money giving it to me anyway to buy corn from me. At least if you come here, you won't be coming to poverty. You ever seen people that stay where they at? Die where they are? Because you can't tell them nothing. You know, Green Acres is the place to be. Hard living is not for me. Listen, God sent him to preserve a posterity. I wish somebody would have. I wish somebody would have came to me. You see, and preserve a posterity for me in life. What would it have been like if your uncle or your auntie or anybody in your family, just a cousin, y'all, please hear me. What would it have been like if they would have just taken you under their wings? God just would have gave him favor to cover you. You see what I mean? You wouldn't be, do you realize how far advanced you would be? There was no uncles, no daddy side, no mama side that sit to take you under their wings. There was no family that was set to do that. And as I gathered and got older, God spoke to me and said, gather my chicks under your wings. He said, teach them, show them, help them, and give to them. You know how many young children I placed under my wings, even to the point to where I didn't have to use deodorant? How many we sent to school? How many I beckoned with, prayed with, cried with, raised up, begged their mama, give me this child. I tried to take people's children. Why? Because I saw the potential in them and I didn't want them to be nothing like what I experienced. You see. So instead of taking them, I took my own under my wing. And thought I was raising a whole bunch of eagles to soar and fly in the land. Come to find out when they got grown, I didn't have nothing but a nest of buzzards. You got that? You think you're raising eagles and eaglets, and all you got is a nest full of buzzards, scavengers. Tell it like it is. I'm enjoying this little Tusty Day camp. I better keep waking up more often. I feel a little bit better now. The viewers don't know what I have to go through to do this. They really don't. They don't know the sacrifice we make to do this. It's not kumbaya, you know, when we do this. Here it is. In verse, lest poverty come, you're going to be broke. And behold, your eyes shall see in the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that it is my mouth that speaketh unto you. You're going to know that God done gave me favor. And you shall tell my father of all my glory in Egypt. Oh my God. How many parents done died and their children done achieve great credentials in life and sports and Hail Mary passes and achievements and global awards. Global Gold Awards. Doesn't receive those awards. And their parents are there and the children get up and say, oh, I wish my mother could see this. Oh, I wish my father could see this. And their mother, but I know she's with me in the heart. And I know he's with me in the heart. And they're in the heaven looking down on me and all this and that. How many of us have done that? I sit there and I thought this morning, and I said, God, I said, Lord, I look back at my family, and I thought about my old brother, the one that was the old rebel of the family, you know. And I thought about my old brother, the one that the white man caught, and he was running from the police. And the police caught him in Oxford, Mississippi on Old Taylor Road. And they drove him to jail. And when they drove my brother to jail, the next few days he was found hanging in the jail cells of Mississippi up on the town square of Oxford. Ole Miss Rebels. We're Ole Miss Rebel fans. And when they hung my brother, they said that his eyes was rolling back in his head and foam coming out of his mouth. And they ran in and cut him down, but left him long enough to die. No investigation took place. Remember, we was known as niggers or Negroes from Mississippi. That's the truth. No matter what they say, I'm the truth teller and I'm going to tell it. That's why I love you, Jesus. I'm going to tell it. And I sit back and I was looking and I said, that was that rebel brother. That was the one that took me fishing with old Goose out there. We went down on old creek and old Goose and old Lily set them old fishing rods up and them old catfish knocked that old fishing poles over with them old river stream beds running through that old water running through there. Them little hills here and the water done got low and went down off in there. And hurricane landing creeks up in there in Mississippi, back up in there, those areas down past Western Spring Hills. I remember those days as a little boy. I wasn't no more than about 7 or 8 years old. And when I thought about it, I said it was the rebel that took care of me. It was the rebel that throwed me on the back of the bicycle. Took a fish hook in the woods in a string and broke a limb and dug worms around the edge of the pond. Coming out with 8 or 10 big bluegills. I don't know, I'm just a little boy. Having to take care of me in the projects of Mississippi. No more than about 5, 6, or 7, no more than 7 or 8 to 10, 7 or 8. What's your part? My part is this. God said, now look. He said, which one cared for you and loved you most? The ones that you love and the ones that you thought? Or the rebel that was in rebellion that they hated? I said, God. I said, my rebel brother. He said, yeah. Because the rest of them didn't care and they was jealous of you just like the whole world. Jealous! Because you're blessed. Jealous! Because you're chosen. And you say, God, why did you allow me to go through all of this? He didn't allow me to go through this for me. He allowed me to go through this for you. For them. But they don't see it. Look at this. Y'all, we got to close. We got to close. Let me hurry up and we're going to read and close this out and pick it up tomorrow. All right, where am I at? And I tell your Father of my glory, verse number 13, start to finish. In all that you have seen, and you shall hasten and bring down my father hither. Go hurry. And he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept. And Benjamin wept on his neck. Now, y'all, this has got me crying and my time is running out. So I'm going to be a big boy and hold my nose. Moreover, he kissed all his... See, preachers, you ain't alive. If you could... Preachers, where y'all at? Preachers, where are y'all? Come on now. You standing at the offering plate. Moreover, he kissed all his brethren and wept upon them. And after that, his brethren talked with him. And the fame thereof was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph, brothers are come. Celebration is getting ready. And it pleased Pharaoh well and his servants. In other words, it's good. They want to see somebody else blessed. And Pharaoh said, Joseph, I'm glad you found your family. Joseph, I'm glad you got peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, and I come to a close, say unto thy brethren, do you lay your beast up and go get you unto the land of Canaan and take your father in your household and come unto me and I will give you the good of the land of Egypt, and you shall eat the fat of the land. I don't know about you, but what the enemy meant for your bad, God meant for your good. It's time to turn over. It's time to come out. It is time to be delivered, for whom the Son shall have set free is free indeed. This is living with, loving me. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Truth Teller 101. Y'all have a good night. Bye.